Good afternoon. Welcome to SHN Sports presentation of Georgetown Eagle Baseball. I'm Wally Harmon alongside Kelly DeVoll. And Kelly, we get ready for a quick turnaround today.
All right.
As the Georgetown Eagles welcome in the Westlake Chaps from Westlake High School. A formidable opponent today. One of the top teams in 26-6A. They are headed to the playoffs, but a great non-district game warming up for the playoffs next week. The Georgetown Eagles, I think you just hand it to them and say these players came out and performed in the last two ball games and stole themselves a number one seed and a share of the district title.
They did. They played really well last night, and I talked to Coach just a little while ago, and Coach Payne too, and he said, that slump was a little worrisome that the team had, but they did some drills, changed some things up in practice to get the hitting going again, and it worked, and we saw that last night, manifesting itself in a 10-2 victory over Cedar Park and a share of the district title, which puts us at the top in the number one position for the playoffs.
And so the Eagles now come in today, I apologize. Let me flip it and make sure it's right. 22-6 overall in the season, 10-4 in district play. And they finished tied for shared the district title between themselves, Cedar Park, Liberty Hill, and Rouse. Not sure that's ever happened before. I don't think it's ever happened for Georgetown, but I don't think that's happened many times in high school baseball anywhere in the state of Texas that all four teams going to the playoffs all had to share the district title at the same record, and to be at such good records, 10-4. And these teams beat each other up, beat up the rest of the district, got beat up. And so a slugfest that prepared these four teams for the playoffs. But today, the Westlake Chaparrals come into the ball game here at Georgetown High School at Eagle Field. We'll go over the Westlake starting lineup. Batting first and playing second base, number 4, Nathan DeVoll. Batting second and playing left field, number 6, Hunter Powell. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 19, Cole May. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 17, Chase Bosworth. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 30, Sage Sanders. Batting sixth and playing catcher, number 10, Ben Longoria. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, number 13, Aiden Bennett. Batting eighth and playing right field, number 11, Frankie Hinojosa. Batting ninth and playing center field, number 27, Isaac Beeler. On the mound for the Chaparrals is number 21, Jack Brady. So the Chaparrals will go DeVoll, Powell, and May, Bosworth, Sanders, Longoria, Bennett, Hinojosa, and Beeler. Jack Brady, the starting pitcher for the Westlake Chaparrals. The starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles will come here in just a minute as Coach Jordan Vieira goes out to visit with the umpire crew. Another 4-man umpire crew today. And the assistant coach, manager, heart of Georgetown baseball, Jared Frimmel, as well at the home plate meeting with head coach of the Westlake Chaparrals, J.T. Blair, and assistant coaches Tyler Vale and Joseph Olson. They are out of 6A Region 4, District 26. And here today, they'll be wearing the white pants, white tops with the pinstripes, red lettering across the front, red caps. The Eagles in the beautiful baby blues with the Georgetown blue accent and white piping, white letters and numerals outlined in the Royal Georgetown blue.
Looks like the old Kansas City Royal uniforms.
Back in the day of George Brett and many other greats. We'll go to the starting lineup. Head coach Jordan Vieira, assistant coaches Chad Payne, Robert Halm, David Durrell, and Barry Johnson. We'll go over to Kelly for today's starting lineup.
Leading off for the Eagles today is going to be number 19, Zach Mazok, and he'll be playing behind the plate. He's your catcher today. In the second position is number 2, E.J. Davis, the senior infielder. Number 6, Landon Heil is third in the order today. He's a senior, and he will be playing at right field. Number 25, Reese Bell, big senior first baseman, is number 4 in the order today. Number 5, Logan Smith is a senior. He is batting 6th in the order and playing at third base. Number 20, Riley Leininger, super sophomore. He is the designated hitter today. Number 21, Eli Hellman is playing at shortstop today. Number 3, Ty Klaus Keismore is seventh in the order. I'm struggling today, man. And he's playing left field. Sorry, he's 8th in the order. 9th in the order is number 16, Andon Petty, the center fielder, and he is a senior. On the hill today for your Eagles is Nolan John Dahl, number 12, the junior right-hander.
So John Dahl, we talked to him a couple of weeks ago at the coaches show, and he came in against Marble Falls. John Dahl, the junior pitcher, and had a great ball game against Marble Falls. Right. Came in relief there of Logan Smith, threw 3 1/3 innings, no-hit baseball. And I talked to Nolan in that, and we asked him, and I was talking to him about the relief role or the starting role. And Nolan, I love the attitude, and it's the epitome of the attitude of these players, Kelly. It was the mindset of, look, I've started most of my life, which a lot of these pitchers do in their club ball, select ball, travel ball. And he said, but when my role's to be come out of the bullpen for this team, I come out of the bullpen. Right. I make sure I stay in my routine. I do the things I need to do to warm up and be ready. And when the ball comes my way, I go do my job.
Well, you like that attitude of any player on this team, and there's all the kids on this team have that attitude. Coach, put me where you need me. We've heard it in interviews. We've heard it in just private conversations with these kids. It's one game. Put me where you need me. You know, the stuff that sounds very stereotypical, but these kids gel together. You can tell they like each other. They enjoy playing baseball together, and it is a lot of fun being around these kids and watching them succeed.
Let's take a quick timeout. We'll let the PA announcer go through the starting lineups. We'll come back, have the national anthem, and be ready to play baseball. We're live here at Eagle Field on the campus of Georgetown High School for Eagles of Georgetown to take on the Chaparrals of Westlake High School. Stay tuned. More Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment. Here come the rest of the Georgetown Eagles from the introductions as we get ready for the national anthem. As we all stand here, and we'll be right back after the national anthem. Back here live at Eagle Field. We get ready for the top of the first. Nolan Jondal, the starter for the Eagles defensively. Kelly.
On defense for your Eagles today, John Dahl's on the hill. Mazak is behind the plate. Bell is at first base. Davis is at second base, and Smith at third. Hellman is the shortstop. Klaus Keismore is your left fielder. Petty is your center fielder, and Heil is your right fielder. And I saw a little perplexed look on your face whenever I announced that Hellman is at shortstop today. A little bit of a change from last night, but Eli getting a chance to start at shortstop today.
No details on it, but Eli Hellman out the last two games of the regular season. Back here today to join the team as we get ready for the playoffs next week. As soon as we get an update on when and where, it looks like we will be playing the San Antonio Alamo Heights baseball team. And so I would assume it'll be a 3-game set against them.
Yeah, they'll pick. I would imagine the fourth-place team would want a 1-game. If they don't have a deep pitching staff, 3 good starters, then they're going to want that 1-game set, and that'll be determined by a coin flip.
Nathan Duvall steps in from the right side. First pitch fouled off down the third baseline. 0-1 to count to the second baseman, Duvall. Jondal from the windup. Swing and a miss for strike 2 by Duvall. So Duvall, Powell, and May do up here in the top of the first for the Westlake Chaparrals. 0-2 the count. Jondal from the windup. The 0-2 pitch. Inside, just misses. Nice spot there for that 0-2 pitch.
Duvall needs to learn how to spell that name correctly. That's not right.
The 1-2 pitch. A ground ball out to third. Logan Smith on a hop fires across the diamond in time. 5-3 on the putout, and Logan Smith continues the hot corner lockdown.
Yeah, Logan's getting some work again. He got worked pretty hard last night and came up gold stars all over the place, and start him off today with the first play in the field.
In steps up Hunter Powell. First pitch to him. It's a pop-up into left center field. Hellman will give way to Klaus Keismore. So 1 pitch and out number 2 to Hunter Powell, the left fielder. F7 in the book for out number 2. And in steps the designated hitter, number 19, Cole May. May will step in from the left side wearing number 19. Jondal quickly to work from the windup. Outside for ball 1. One to 0. The pitch to May. Check swing, foul ball. for strike one. 1-1 to count. Now the home plate umpire is going to step out. Coach Vieira had walked back to get the foul ball. The 1-1 pitch from Jondal. Swing and a miss. A little change of pace there by Jondal.
Yeah. Some nastiness thrown in.
1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Jondal from the windup. The 1-2 pitch. And a ball popped up into left field. Klaus Keismore. Couple of side steps, and he'll make the catch. F7 for out number 3. The Chaps go down in order. No hits, no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. After half an inning, we're still scoreless. The Eagles due up in the bottom of the first. More Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment. And we get ready to go to the bottom of the first inning. Mazik, Davis, and Heil due up here in the bottom of the first for your Eagles. Number 21, Jack Brady. Zachary Mazik, the senior catcher, .433 batting average, steps in to lead things off from the left side for the Eagles. Bear with us as we try to get our first base camera finally connected. Having some power issues down the first baseline. Mazik steps in. Brady, the right-handed pitcher, will start out from the windup. First pitch to Mazik in there, and Mazik puts it into left center field. That is going to get down, and it's going to get past the left fielder, and he'll go all the way to the wall. Mazik around first base. He heads to second, and he'll stop there with a leadoff double. Zachary Mazik. Nice shot there. Sends Hunter Powell all the way to the left power alley to chase that one down. And here comes the courtesy runner, number 8, Zach Zavala. Zavala just cleared this week to return to action after he'd been out most of the year with an injury. The Houston Cougar commit on to run at second base for Zachary Mazik, and in steps E.J. Davis. Davis, the second baseman, steps in here with a runner at second. No outs in the bottom of the first. Mazik saw the first pitch he liked. First one of the game for Jack Brady, and puts it into left center field for the leadoff double. Now E.J. Davis will step in from the right side. Brady to the stretch as Zavala leads off second base. The first pitch, Davis squares around and takes it for a ball. Pulls the bunt back. The ball down and down and out in the turf for ball one. 1-0 the count to E.J. Davis. Brady comes set. A look back at Zavala. Square around, and Davis pulls the bunt back and takes this one low and outside as well. 2-1. 2-0 the count to E.J. Davis. Brady comes set. Zavala, a little lead off second. Square around. He'll pull the bent back and take it high for ball 3. 3-0 the count now to E.J. Davis.
You like to see that start for the Eagles this morning, or this afternoon now.
Your senior catcher comes in. The first pitch of the game seen from Brady and deposited to the left center field wall. 4-pitch walk for E.J. Davis. And the Eagles with the first 2 batters aboard. A double and a walk. And that'll bring up Landon Heil, the senior right fielder. The catcher Longoria out to visit with Brady. settle in. 7 innings of this.
After last night, Landon's up to 418 batting average with an OP on-base percentage of 543. Slugging at 600 and an OPS of 1.143.
Heil steps in here with no outs and runners on first and second. He'll square around the bunt. The pitch in there. Heil pulls it back, takes it high for ball 1. I love that. I love that from Coach Vieira. I don't know if you caught it in the field, Mike. If they overcharge it, smash it. If they overcharge it, smash it. And that's a trust you put in your hitter, though, there to read that defense. If they crash that much, it puts your runners at a disadvantage, and you love to give that ability to your hitter to make that call.
Well, and that's something that Coach wants to put into the Westlake defenders' heads, too, of not coming in so deep, which gives you an opportunity, if you can kill that bunt into the dirt, of beating out a bunt single.
So a quick timeout from the Westlake coaching staff. The first baseman, Sanders, about 5 to 6 steps in on the grass in front of the bag at first base. The third baseman, Bosworth, staying back about even with the base at third. Brady to the stretch. 1 ball, no strikes to Heil. He'll square around. The pitch is in there. Heil fouls it off back to the screen for strike 1. 1-1 the count.
First baseman came in as deep as he had before, but the third baseman, he's staying back because he's got a runner on second. That's where you want that bunt to go, is down that third baseline. If you can bunt it past the pitcher, that's ideal.
Zavala leads off second. E.J. Davis off first. Landon Heil squares early. He'll pull it back and take that pitch low and inside for ball 2. I think there he kind of got that mindset going now. Keep charging in. I'm just going to pull back and take a hack at it if I get the pitch I want. And now a 2-1 count. So a lot of things going on through the pitcher's mind as well. Brady now, is it a bunt? Is it not? I've got 2 runners on, no outs. So working the pitcher early here for Westlake. And Heil takes a hack, pops it up on the infield. It's going to be infield fly roll. So Heil retired. P3 on the out for out number 1. And that'll bring up Reese Bell, the first baseman for the Eagles.
Big senior first baseman, having a great season. Batting average of 329, OBP of 453. His slugging percentage is 575, and his on-base plus slugging is 1.028.
Pickoff attempt at second, and Zavala just gets his hand under there. Nice move by Brady.
I would ask for a replay.
The pitcher Brady was not happy. He kind of jumped up down and looked like he was talking to the umpire there at second base. First pitch here to Bell in the turf. Nice block there by the catcher Longoria to keep it in front of him. And Davis returns the first. Zavala back to second. 1-0 the count to Reese Bell.
With this 4-man crew, I think that umpire ought to be on the other side of the base, but nobody asked me.
And that's why you're in the booth and not on the field. Just how we like it. The 1-0 pitch, and Bell slaps it down the first baseline, but it's going to curl out of play for a long strike. Bell upset with himself. Hey, Kelly, did you notice there's an elbow pad on the left elbow of Reese Bell today?
That's because that owie he got last night in that game. That second time he got hit by pitch last night, that one hurt. And he took a little bit shaking that one off. But
good to see that it's not something that keeps him out now.
Right.
Being that Reese, that big first baseman for the Eagles. Now the 1-1 count to Bell. This pitch in there, and he sends it into right center field. We'll see if it gets over the outfield, and it does. It's going to take a couple of hops. Chase down. Here comes Zavala around third. E.J. Davis will be Zavala will score around third. E.J. Davis cruises into third base, and an RBI double for Reese Bell as the Eagles on the board here in the bottom of the first.
Now you got Logan Smith coming up to bat, and Logan's had a pretty good season. I've got his pitching record up there right now with the pitches he's had, but he's had a pretty good season at the plate and getting a chance here today to swing the bat, see if he can score a couple of runs. Only 1 out in this inning, and Westlake's pitcher's up, getting up there in that pitch count more than you want him to have to throw in an inning.
In steps Logan Smith from the right side. He's got runners on second and third with 1 out. Brady from the windup. The first pitch to Smith inside on the corner for strike 1. Brady finally works ahead in the count to a batter. See if he settles in here. 2 runners on with 1 out. The 0-1 pitch, slap foul. Coach Vieira ducks out of the way just in time. 0-2 the count now.
Come on, Coach.
Get the glove hand up.
Make the play.
I have to talk to Coach about that. What kind of defense is that set precedence for your defensive players there?
Square your shoulders, set your feet, make the play, Coach. Come on.
0-2 to Logan Smith, and he fouls it off to the screen. Stays alive in the at-bat.
If you're scared, say you're scared.
15 pitches already in the first inning for Jack Brady. Reese Bell on second base. E.J. Davis on third. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. The 0-2 count. Now a pickoff attempt. And E.J. Davis, Reese Bell dives back in at second base. Brady not hesitant to turn and fire that ball to second base.
Folks, if you didn't come out here to the ballpark today, I don't blame you because it's humid like I'm in Beaumont. Nobody ever says it's like I'm in Beaumont in a good way.
That is true. The cloud cover galore. Not much wind. The 0-2 pitch stays high for ball 1. 1-2 now to Logan Smith. Riley Leinegert, super sophomore designated hitter. The only sophomore on the Georgetown Eagle team. On deck, the designated hitter. Logan Smith back in the box. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. The pitch in the turf. Good block there by Longoria. 2-2. Now the count to Logan Smith.
Long first inning for this Westlake team. If they can hold it to 1 run, their coach will have to come away pleased with that after putting some runners on the base.
2-2 pitch. The ball hit out to shortstop. It's going to be an RBI ground out for Logan Smith. Another productive at bat for the third baseman as E.J. Davis scores from third base. 2-0 now your score. What a job by Logan Smith. Down 0-2 in that count. Fouled 1 off, saw a couple of balls, and then goes out and does his job, scoring the run from third base.
That brings up number 20, Riley Leininger, the super sophomore, average at 225, but he has done some timely hitting, especially in the second half of the season this year.
Leininger steps in from the left side. The pitch from Brady, up for a ball, 1-0 the count. To Riley Leininger. Reese Bell down at second base. 2 big hits here in the first inning for the Eagles, both doubles. A leadoff double by your catcher, Zachary Mozick, and then a double by Reese Bell. The 1-0 pitch over the head of Leininger. 2-0 the count to Riley Leininger. That would be the worst effect if he had ducked the head and left the bat where it gets hit, and he almost did. And luckily, it missed the bat. 2-0 count. Brady, the 2-0 pitch. Outside corner, called a strike. 2-1 the count. Eli Hellman, the shortstop, on deck for the Eagles.
Guess somebody's a little too close to the entrance of the dugout for the umpire's liking.
Leininger looked at it. Brady looking back like, what is going on? Now ready to set. Leininger ready to go. The 2-1 pitch. Inside for ball 3. 3-1 count. The hitter's pitch comes here. Leininger be locked and loaded here. The dugout already going for the Eagles. The 3-1 pitch from Brady. Misses up and out for ball 4. Second walk of the inning. Leininger draws the 2-out walk. 2 runners on.
Eagles trying to do some damage again with 2 outs in this inning. Scored 1 run with the with 2 outs already. Brings up Eli Hellman, the junior utility fielder. Moves all over the place, but he's playing shortstop today. Average of 316, OBP of 459 with a slugging percentage of 368, and OPS of 828. This team this year, Wally, for the season is batting 331.
The first pitch into Hellman. Popped up, out of play over the grandstand. 4 strike 1. Off the top of the grandstand as we hear the crash there. But it's something you've got to be in a district like we faced. The 5A District 25, one of the toughest in the state, if not the toughest, top to bottom. And to have that kind of a team batting average speaks for this team. The 0-1 pitch. Hellman fouls it off back towards the first base dugout. 0-2 the count now.
When I went down to check on that first base camera, I heard some fathers talking down there. I was going by, and they were saying, man, the top 4 teams in Georgetown's district finished 10-4. And he goes, I'm glad we're not playing in this district. And they're a 6A team with a history of excellent baseball.
The 0-2 pitch to Hellman. Misses low and outside. 4-1. 26 pitches already in the inning for the pitcher, Brady. The 1-2 pitch here to Eli Hellman. And he fouls it off back to the screen. Stays alive in the at-bat.
Nice quick bat by Eli there to keep it alive.
1-2, still the count. And a good at-bat you like to see out of Hellman after a couple of games off to jump back in and its timing, get it back in order. And now the 1-2 pitch. This one inside, just misses.
That quick bat protects the plate, keeps it alive. If nothing else, you send it down that right field line and make that right fielder run for it. But Eli did a great job of keeping this bat, the at-bat alive by protecting the plate, and he's got such quick hands, he could get the bat out there and get something on it.
Now the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The 2-2 pitch way outside for ball 3. And so now 2 times you've seen it in this inning, Kelly. The batter down in the count 0-2 brings him all the way back to a 3-2 count.
Yeah, and that's some of the discipline that we've been able to see at the plate that we grew accustomed to, that Coach Payne was saying had left. But they got it back at the right time.
Runners will be off on the pitch. A full count with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The payoff pitch. Fall 4 high. And Hellman draws a walk. Another 2-out walk. The third of the inning for Jack Brady. And now the base is loaded for Ty Klaus Keismore.
Ty's batting .338 on the season. He's got an on-base percentage of .427 with a slugging of .463. Add those 2 together, comes up with an OPS of .890.
Longoria goes out to visit with the pitcher, Brady. Already 1 visit to the mound from the coaching staff from Westlake, so any kind of visit out there now will be the end of Jack Brady's time to pitch. And Westlake does have someone up in the bullpen down the first baseline. In steps Ty Klaus Geismore, bases loaded, first pitch. Outside corner, called strike. 8th batter here in the first inning for the Eagles. Reese Bell at third. Leininger at second. Eli Hellman at first. The 0-1 pitch. Klaus Keismore fouls it off back to the screen. 0-2 the count. One thing about last night, Kelly, that we loved talking about was the fact that 5 of your 10 runs against Cedar Park came from your number 8 and number 9 hitters in the lineup. Production from the bottom to the top and in the middle, the key to keep this, the wheel on this machine just greased and rolling. The 0-2 pitch to Klaus Keismore hits him, and an RBI for Klaus Keismore on the 0-2 pitch. As he goes down to first, the first batter hit by a pitch by Brady.
He moved the hips just enough to call it an attempt to get out of the way, because if he just stands there and lets it hit him, the umpire has the option of because the hitter has to make an effort to get out of the way. Andon Petty steps in, the senior center fielder, .364 average, OPS of .852.
First pitch to Petty. Low and in the turf. Outside for ball 1. Andon Petty, the number 9 hitter in the lineup, the center fielder. 3 for 4 last night with 3 runs scored. Second pitch, low and outside, ball 2. Got to give a shout out to Andon's dad, Chris Petty. Hated to hear it today, but he is at the memorial for his grandmother. And so our best wishes and prayers for the Petty family. We miss Chris up here today with us in the booth, in the press box, and pray for their family during this tough time. So our thoughts are with you, Chris, and your family as you're away today. The 2-0 pitch outside and low. 3-0 now the count to Andon with bases loaded, nowhere to put him. And this may be the last straw here for Jack Brady. If he walks Andon Petty, this may be the last batter he faces.
I would say Andon's going to keep that bat on his shoulder. That dugout.
See if we can get him a little more.
Yeah, they quit. The birds are chirping at him like the dugout.
One thing, talking about some of the players in the dugout, when they're not pitching, some of the pitchers, they said, hey, our job is to keep that dugout going.
Yeah.
And from the first inning to the last inning, whether we're up or down. And now Andon Petty will step back in. 3-0 count with 2 outs, bases loaded. Jack Brady comes set. The 3-0 pitch. Outside corner. Called strike. Andon kind of had that little hitch like, I'm good to go, right? Okay, I'll stay here.
I may leave the bat on the shoulder again.
3 walks and a batter hit, 2 doubles. The 3-1 pitch. Just high, ball 4, an RBI walk for Andon Petty. That'll bring Leininger in from third. Third run of the ball game for the Eagles. Hellman down to third. Klaus Geismore up to second base. And it looks like that's going to be it for Jack Brady as head coach J.T. Blair comes out of the dugout. Quick timeout. We'll be back with more Eagle Baseball on SHN. Back here at Eagle Field. Nice little turnout as the crowd continues to grow. Here for the Eagles and for the Westlake Chaparrals as they kind of pile in here a little bit on a beautiful, cloudy, hot, humid Saturday in Georgetown, Texas. But we're drying in the AC up here in the booth. Defensively for the Chaps, Kelly.
Got a new pitcher in, number 23.
DJ Johnson.
Johnson on the mound. His catcher is Longoria. Across the infield at third base, you've got Bosworth, Bennett at short, DeVoll, wrong spelling of that name. At second, mine's D-E, capital V-O-L-L, original French spelling of the name before the Acadians got it. Anyhow, at first base, you got Sanders. Powell, Beeler, and Hinojosa are the outfield for the Chaps.
So Zachary Mazik will step in here for his second at-bat of the first inning. Bases loaded with 2 outs. For the Eagles, Zach led off the inning with a double to left center field. His courtesy runner, Zach Zavala, came in to score the first run of the ball game on an RBI by Reese Bell. First pitch from Johnson, swing and a miss. I think Zach had loaded in his mind. He was taking a G-hack for the right field line.
Right.
He's swinging a miss there. 4 strike 1, 0-1 to count.
Flag's caught in the tree again.
I hate that. Johnson comes set, the 0-1 pitch. Mazik will hit this one down the right field line. It's fair. What a shot. It's going to the corner. Here comes one run in. Hellman will score. Here comes the second runner. That'll be Klaus Geismore. He scores. And here comes Andon Petty. 3 RBI double for Zach Mazik. His second double of the inning. Not of the game, of the inning. And it clears the bases for the Eagles with 2 outs.
That kicks that slugging percentage up for Zach now. He was at 633 to start the game, so that's going to kick it up a couple of points, boost that OPS and the on-base percentage and the average. It's all going up for Zach. Perfect time of the season for that to happen.
Zachary Mazik will leave way on the base pass. The courtesy runner, Zach Zavala, in to run again for the catcher, Mazik, at second base. What a day for Mazik in the first inning. 2 doubles with 3 RBIs. Gotta love it.
Wade's
Warrior.
coming back up to bat again. You'd think it'd be the second or third inning, but we're still in the first, folks.
E.J. Davis steps in.
Oh,
They look alike, and it's hilarious. If I don't see the number, I'm going to pick him out. E.J. Davis, the second baseman, steps in. He walked in his first plate appearance of the inning and scored a run. Steps in here with 2 outs and a runner at second. The 1-0 pitch. Outside misses for ball 2. 2-0 the count to E.J. Davis. But that first swing now telling for Mazik in his second at bat. That second one, he timed it up and drove it, landed just fair, and ran to the corner to clear the bases. The 2-0 pitch to E.J. Davis. Zach Zavala off second. The 2-0 pitch, low and outside. Ball 3. 3-0 the count now.
we talked about it earlier, Wally. This team batting .331 for the season for the team. You've only got 1 or 2 guys in the lineup, top to bottom, that are batting under .300. That speaks well and bodes well for the upcoming playoffs.
3 balls and no strikes to E.J. Davis with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. The 3-0 pitch, low and outside, ball 4. Another 2-out walk for the Eagles. As runners on first and second, the first walk issued by D.J. Johnson. Jack Brady, the starting pitcher for the Chaps. He went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, walked 4. Allowed 4 runs. And correction, he allowed 7 runs. All 7 of those, all the 3 base runners on base when Mazik got the base hit were the responsibility of Jack Brady. Now bases, runners on first and second with 2 outs, and in steps Landon Heil. Takes the first pitch high for a ball. Heil popped up to the first baseman in his first plate appearance, so he's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Heil, the right fielder, takes it for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Now that's going to be a pinch runner for E.J. Davis. That's going to be Wade Denton that comes in a pinch run at first base. So Wade Denton on the base pass here for the Eagles. Johnson comes set. 1-0 pitch. Outside corner called strike 1. 1-1 the count to Landon Heil. Another pitcher up in the bullpen for Westlake down the first base line. Zach Zavala, the courtesy runner, off second. Wade Denton, the pinch runner, off first base. Neither being hoiled on. The 1-1 pitch. Heil, ground ball up towards the shortstop. The only play is going to be to first, and he sells it too high and pulls the first baseman off. Coming around to try to score is Zavala, and he's safe. A bang play at home.
Good call by the umpire. Very good call, because his foot came over the top of the catcher's foot. He had the plate blocked with his left foot. Came up over, and that was good heads-up call by the umpire. I got to give him credit on that.
So it's going to be an error on the shortstop. On Bennett, the throw pulled the first baseman Sanders up off the bag, and a good job by Landon Heil to get down the line to beat him back to the bag. So Landon Heil reaches on a error, E6, first error of the ball game. And that allows Zavala to motor around from second base to score at the plate. Now runners at first and second with 2 outs, and in steps Reese Bell. He had a double with an RBI in his first at bat, and he pops this one up. Back behind the plate, the catcher Longoria kind of gives a run at it, but it goes out of play for strike 1.
Big senior first baseman getting another crack at this in this inning. Looking to build those stats some more.
And tell you what, on a humid day like this plays on this defense as well, Kelly. They've
does.
been out there a long time. 5 runs across here in the bottom of the first for the Eagles. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Reese Bell steps back in, the 0-1 pitch. Outside for ball 1, 1-1 the count.
Wally, Westlake had a quick half of this first inning, the first half of this inning. Quick, 3 up, 3 down, I believe. And now their defenders have been out in the field for almost 25 minutes.
The 13th batter to face here in the bottom of the first. Bell fouls this one off back to the screen for strike 2.
Making our field mic.
He rattled our field mic. And I apologize. Our field mic cord has just started messing up lately. I'm waiting on Amazon to deliver today. We ordered another 2-pack. So for the playoffs, our crowd mic should be on point. Make sure all our batteries are charged for our camera angles. The 1-2 pitch to Reese Bell. And he fouls it off.
Maybe that'll straighten it back up.
Fouls it off, back to the net, and Bell stays alive in the at-bat. So Brady went 2/3 of an inning. He hit one batter, gave up 2 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned, walked 4. Now Johnson, DJ Johnson, the pitcher of record. The 1-2 pitch to Bell, outside for ball 2, 2-2 the count. Five walks here in the first inning for Eagle batters. 3 base hits, an error on the shortstop, and 1 batter hit by a pitch. The 2-2 pitch. Now Johnson will step off. Wade Denton, the pinch runner for E.J. Davis, down at second base. Landon Heil down at first base.
This is a Westlake team that's 22-4 on the season, 10-2 in district, ranked number 9 in 6A.
Reese Bell, different looking pitch there from DJ Johnson, and Reese Bell swings and misses, strike 3. And the Eagles are down here in the bottom of the first, but not before they get 5 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. After 1 inning, 5-0 your score. Georgetown leads it over Westlake. Back with more Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment. We go to the top of the second. John DeLon, first pitch, grounded down the left field line. Now that's the kind of effort we need out of Jordan Vieira. Their coach came out of the box and tried to make the play on the run. Gonna have to talk to coach after this game. But the ground ball foul by Bosworth. Steps back in. 0-1 to count from Jondal. Fouled off back to the screen for strike 2. 0-2 the count to Bosworth.
Westlake's wanting to come out and start getting some hacks, not sit back and wait.
The 0-2 pitch, and Bosworth sends it into right field. Landon Heil ranges over and makes the catch for out number 1. F9 in the book. And that'll bring up the first baseman, number 30, Sage Sanders. Wade Denton now has come into play second base for E.J. Davis. So E.J. Davis out of the ball game for the Eagles. First pitch swinging, Sanders sends it into center field. And Andon Petty, a step here, a step there, and a catch made for out number 2. F8 in the book for out number 2. And in steps the catcher, number 10, Ben Longoria.
Boy, how deflating will it be if they go 3 up, 3 down again? Oh, man.
Longoria steps in from the right side. First pitch from Jondal. Misses just low for a ball. Only the 3rd ball thrown by Jondal in 6 batters faced. From the windup, the 1-0 pitch. Misses outside for ball 2.
When was Jondal's last start?
I couldn't tell you. Most of his appearances have come out of the bullpen. Jondal now the 2-0 pitch to Longoria. Low and outside, ball 3. 3-0 count for the first time in the ballgame for Jondal.
He's thrown as many balls to this batter as he had the previous 5.
The 3-0 pitch to Longoria. It's in there for a called strike, 3-1. Love to see another quick inning for the Eagle offense. Let them get right back to work. Jondal from the windup, the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. He has got a filthy off-speed pitch that it looks just like the fastball coming out of his hand, but it has got hitters just totally fooled. And now the payoff pitch to Longoria. Popped up on the infield. The catcher, Mazik, he'll turn around. He'll make the catch right at home plate for out number 3, and the Chaparrals go in order. Wow. I'm just stunned.
Yeah.
No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. After 1.5, 5-0 your score. Georgetown leads it over Westlake. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a minute here on SHN. Go to the bottom of the second inning. DJ Johnson on to work again here in relief in inning number 2. Came in. Due up here for the Eagles in the bottom of the second. The 5, 6, and 7 hitter, Smith, Leininger, and Hellman. Logan Smith steps in. He grounded out to the shortstop. Takes a hack at the first pitch. Pulls it foul into the third base dugout for strike 1.
Logan's one of those seniors that we're going to miss next year, but we've got some juniors and one sophomore on the team this year that are really going to bring some stuff next season.
The 0-1 pitch driven down the left field line. Now Coach Vieira even moving further towards the outfield, scared of the ball. Hate to see that from our coach. 0-2 the count now to Logan Smith. Logan with an RBI ground out in the first inning. Steps in here, the 0-2 pitch, and he'll send it into left field. Left fielder Powell on the run, and he'll be able to track it down for out number 1. F7 in the book. And that'll bring up Riley Leininger. Leininger 0 for 0. He walked, came around to score a run in the first. Steps in here with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Nolan Jondal through 2 innings. Kelly 19 pitches, 10 in the first, or 9 in the first, 10 in the second. Quick work in innings 1 and 2. Leininger in from the left side. First time against Johnson on the mound. First pitch up and out for ball 1.
Tough play out there in left field. The left fielder was looking right into the sun. There's a break in the clouds, so he was looking right into that sun, and you could see the reflection off his sunglasses. He did a good job of fighting it off.
The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. 1-1 to count to Leininger. The 1-1 pitch inside, gets away. Back to the backstop. 2-1 to count now to Riley Leininger. Eli Hellman, the shortstop, on deck for the Eagles. Leininger back in. The 2-1 pitch from Johnson. Inside corner called strike 2. 2-2 now the count. Nice pitch on that inside corner to the lefty for DJ Johnson. The 2-2 pitch. Leininger laces it into right field in between first and second base for a 1-out single. Nice job of hitting there by your designated hitter. His first hit of the ball game.
Nice piece of hitting, getting on top of that ball and just driving it into right field. Just nice, beautiful swing. Hands doing what they're supposed to, coming over the top. Just pretty swing. I like that.
Now up, Eli Hellman. He walked and was left stranded at third base in the first inning. Steps in here with one out and a runner at first. Leininger leads off. Sanders holds him on at first. The pitch to Eli on the outside corner. Swing and a miss. Strike one. 0-1 the count. To Eli Hellman, the shortstop, on deck. Ty Klaus Keismore. This 0-1 pitch just outside. Tell you one thing I have enjoyed about this home plate umpire. Consistent with his zone. He established it early.
Yep.
But moving around at home plate on that slide in by Zavala was in great position to call it. The 1-1 pitch. Nice little breaking pitch there. 4 called strike. 1-2 the count now to Eli Hellman.
This angle that I have, you can see that corner where the umpire's calling it. And that previous ball was just a couple of inches outside there, and he called it a ball. That one came in just a little more, caught the black part of the plate, and it's been consistent.
The 1-2 pitch to Hellman. Inside, ball 2. Hellman moved out of the way there.
Didn't want to get his belt unbuckled.
2-2. Mr. Zavala walking in. Zach's dad. Great family. Got to talk to them Thursday at the coaches show. The 2-2 pitch to Hellman. It is high for ball 3. And so now we're going to have to cut the field mic. Sorry, guys. That buzz is killing us. 3-2. Now the count. To Eli Hellman. One out. Runner at first. Leininger leads off. The 3-2 pitch. And Hellman fouls it off. Out of play down the right field line.
Just nice, quick hands.
Hellman battling. And we said in the first inning, you just love to see him get his timing back. A couple of games out, now back into play, which is good to get him some swings and get that timing going before playoffs start this next week. But Eli Hellman steps back in. The payoff pitch. Just high, ball 4. And now a one-out walk. Has the runners at first and second. Eli's walked in both at bats. 2 good at bats for Eli Hellman. 6th walk of the ball game for Westlake pitching. And that brings up Ty Klaus Keismore. Ty hit by a pitch in his first at bat. Steps in here with one out and runners on first and second. Leininger leads off second base. Hellman off first. Johnson set from the stretch. The first pitch to Ty is low and outside for ball 1. Since coming in, DJ Johnson's allowed 2 hits and walked 2. Struck out 1. The 1-0 pitch gets away. Wild pitch in the turf, and that's going to allow both runners to move up into scoring position. So the first wild pitch by DJ Johnson allows Leininger to move up to third base, Hellman to move up to second. So now both runners in scoring position with one out here in the bottom of the second. And Ty Klaus Keismore already has an RBI in the game. He was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. Pushed in a run. Steps in here, 2 balls and no strikes with 1 out. Johnson set the 2-0 pitch. Klaus Keismore sends it into right field. The right fielder, Hinojosa on the run. He'll make the catch in foul territory. And here comes Leininger. The tag up, the throw home, but not in time. Riley Leininger slides in safely. A beautiful sac fly RBI. 2 RBIs on the day for Ty Klaus Keismore.
Well, that catcher did a good job of making that play close. He got pulled away from the plate, snatched it, and spun real quick. Almost got a tag in times. Good play by him. I know the runner's safe, but you like to see that effort from that catcher.
In steps Andon Petty. He walked back in his first plate appearance in the first inning, was left stranded at first base. Steps in here with 2 outs and a runner at third. The first pitch to Petty is low and inside for ball 1. Nice block there by Longoria.
We'll see if Coach Vieira has any. If the Eagles can score one more run, we'll see if he's got any afternoon plans, because get that 10-run lead, get it through the fifth.
That was Kelly DeVoll on that jinx. And the 1-0 pitch by Endon Petty popped up. The second baseman, shortstop, both call it up. And now the shortstop will take it on the second base side of the bag into shallow center field for out number 3. P6 in the book. And the Eagles are down here in the bottom of the second. But not before they score 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and a runner left on base. We go to the top of the third, 6-0. Georgetown leads it over Westlake. More Eagle baseball in just a moment on SHN. Back here in the top of the third. Scott Beam on the pitch. First pitch, a swing and a miss by number 13, Aiden Bennett, the shortstop, in for his first plate appearance. Beam, the lefty, from the windup. Foul tip into the glove of Chance Pernicka, the new catcher for the Eagles. Chance Pernicka, the junior, in behind the plate now. And Scott Beam on the mound. The 0-2 pitch. In the turf. Good block there by Pernicka. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Jondal, 2 innings pitched, 19 pitches thrown. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Scott Beam strikes out Bennett for the first out. First strikeout of the ball game. And that'll bring up Frankie Hinojosa, the right fielder. Hinojosa, the lefty, steps in for his first plate appearance of the day. Beam from the windup, the first pitch. In there for a called strike.
That delivery has got to be confusing for the batters, because that arm is at full extension on every pitch just about.
This one just high, 1-1 to count. I apologize. In the top of the bottom of the first, the Eagles scored 8 runs, not 5. I was behind trying to keep up with all the batters. So it is 9-0 Georgetown. I am so sorry. This pitch outside for ball 2, 2-1 to count to Frankie Hinojosa. One of our listeners called me out on it, man. I appreciate it. I was messed up. The 2-1 pitch outside for ball 3. Hinojosa way ahead in the count now. 3 balls and 1 strike. Isaac Beeler, the center fielder, on deck for the Chaparrals. Beam back in from the windup. The 3-1 pitch to Hinojosa is in there for a called strike. Full count now.
Chaparrals. You said that like you were from New York.
Westlake. 3-2 count now to Hinojosa. The 3-2 pitch. Just missed. What a shot by Scott Beam. Just missed. And Hinojosa, the first base runner of the day.
That's just the second batter that Beam has walked this year. He's got 6 Ks on the season. Doesn't have a lot of innings pitched, but he's got 6 strikeouts, 1 base on ball, 2 hit by pitch. Now he's got 2 base on balls and a 2.8 ERA.
Isaac Beeler steps in from the right side, the center fielder. Hits in the number 9 slot for the Westlake today. His first appearance, fouls off the first pitch. Back to the backstop for strike one. 0-1 the count to Beeler. And I talked to Beam about that on the coach's show Thursday night. A lot of his work is one-inning relief. He'll come in and shut it down and then come out. So a specific role for Beam. The 0-1 pitch up and in for ball one. And so Beam likes that. And he said, it's when it's my turn, I go. And I do my job and I'm out. He said, but I enjoy that. And so Beam moves on, going to Texas Tech. And now a pickoff move. Hinojosa takes off to second. Bell throws down. And a good job there. What a move by Scott Beam. 1-3-6 on the caught stealing or the pickoff. What a move there by the lefty Beam.
That's the advantage of that lefty. You got to be careful with your base runner on first.
And now 1-1 the count to Beeler. Misses for ball two. 2-1 the count. Isaac Beeler, the center fielder, back in the box. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two.
Boy, he's doing a good job of mixing up those pitches.
Keeping them off balance.
Hitting his spots. Pulling the string on that last one.
The 2-2 pitch. Up and out for ball three. 3-2 count. If Beam can retire Beeler here, the Chaparrals will have gone 3 up and 3 down in all 3 innings. Thanks to the pickoff by Beam. The payoff pitch. Ground ball out to third, but it's going to be just foul. Logan Smith was there. Kind of wanted to see that fair play and see the throw.
I know. Getting ready to set those feet in the coach's box and fire a rocket over to first.
So Beeler stays alive. 3-2 the count. Scott Beam from the windup. The 3-2 pitch. Now the ground ball. On a couple of hops over to Logan Smith. Fires across the respell at first for the putout. 5-3 for out number 3. And Westlake goes in order for the 3rd time in a row. No runs on no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, 9-0. Georgetown leads it over Westlake. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. Out of the blue, it's 9-0. Georgetown leads it over Westlake. And now due up will be Chance Pernica. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters for the Eagles. Pernica defensively subbed in for Zachary Mazik. Back in the top of the 3rd. He steps in here for his first at bat in the bottom of the 3rd. First pitch, Pernica swing and a miss. Strike one. DJ Johnson back on the mound for Westlake.
Chance on the season batting .353, has an OBP of 500, slugging of .471, and an OPS of .971. So the opportunities he gets, he's done a good job.
Pernica takes this one just outside for ball one. 1-1 to count. The 1-1 pitch Pernica grounds it right off the end of the bat. A one hopper out to the pitcher, Johnson. He runs and flips it over to Sanders at first for the putout. 1-3 in the book for out number one. Now our camera problems in center field. Looks like it got knocked out. In steps Wade Denton for his first at bat. He came on to run for E.J. Davis in the second plate appearance when he walked the second time in the first inning and then stayed in defensively at second base. So Wade up for his first plate appearance here in the bottom of the third. First pitch up and in for a ball. 1-0 the count to Wade Denton. The 1-0 pitch. Denton slaps it down the third baseline, just foul. 1-1 the count. On deck, Landon Heil, the right fielder. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Denton swing and a miss. For strike two. Denton back in, the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. And Denton down on strikes for out number two. That'll bring up Landon Heil, the right fielder. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Popped out to first in his first appearance. Reached on an error by the shortstop in his second appearance. Left stranded on first base. There, back in the first inning. Steps in here with 2 outs and the base is empty. 9-0 your score. Georgetown leads it over Westlake. First pitch misses just low for ball one.
You know that Westlake bullpen is just begging for a 3 and out for this half inning.
The 1-0 pitch misses for ball two. And you know that defense for Westlake is as well. Want to get out of this humid, now the sun popping through the clouds.
Yep.
I want to go down and enjoy the shade. 2-0 count to Landon Heil. Johnson from the windup. The 2-0 pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. 2-1 now.
This pitcher coming in seems like he's getting in his groove, starting to hit his spots now.
2 balls, 1 strike. Reese Bell on deck. The 2-1 pitch. And Heil will foul it off down the third baseline. And the third baseman, Bosworth, calls for it, makes the catch in front of the third base dugout. And the Eagles go in order here in the bottom of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. After 3 innings, it's 9-0. Georgetown leads it over Westlake. Back with more Eagle baseball in a minute. as we go to the top of the fourth inning. Jacob Haddon into left field for the Eagles, and that moves the left fielder Ty Klaus Keismore into pitch for the Eagles. Scott Beam leaves after one inning pitch, a strikeout, a base on balls, a pickoff. Through 17 pitches, faced the minimum batters. Klaus Keismore steps in here for the fourth inning to face the 1, 2, and 3 hitters. DeVoll 0 for 1 in the ball game. Takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. You talk about Beam and his delivery a little different. Now Ty Klaus Keismore from the right side, and his delivery different as well, as DeVoll fouls this one off back to the net. Altering our microphone. 0-2 the count to DeVoll.
Duval.
Duval. The 0-2 pitch from Klaus Keismore. Oh, just missed. What a pitch. It started at the left knee of DeVoll and then cut back in and just missed on the inside corner. 1-2 the count. Ty Klaus Keismore from the stretch. Comes set, the 1-2 pitch. And a ground ball out to third. Logan Smith on the run, fires across to Reese Bell. He'll apply the tag for out number 1. 5-3 on the putout.
That's the little stuff. You see the catcher hustling down to back up the throw. Whenever Bell grabs that ball, he wraps his second hand around his glove to keep the ball from coming out when he makes that tag. It's the little stuff I love seeing like that.
Now steps in Hunter Powell, the left fielder. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to Klaus Keismore in left field back in the first inning. The first pitch from Klaus Keismore now is just low for a ball. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch way outside for ball 2. But you got to love this here. Coach Vieira, it's allowing him to get several pitchers in an inning of work.
Yep.
To get people ready as we go into playoff action next week. And so Klaus Keismore, one of those pitchers, will come in as a closer. And so it's good to see him on the mound for some work here. This one misses just low. So now 3-0 to count to Hunter Powell. 9-0. Georgetown leads it over Westlake here in the top of the fourth. The 3-0 pitch inside corner for a called strike. Hunter Powell kind of looked back on deck. Is the designated hitter, number 19, Cole May. The 3-1 pitch, outside corner, called strike 2. Beautiful pitch there by Ty Klaus Keismore. Powell back in the box. Klaus Keismore set. The payoff pitch. Fouled off back to the screen. Powell stays alive in the at-bat. 19 pitches thrown by Nolan Jondal in 2 innings of work. Faced 6 batters, the minimum. And then Beam comes in, throws 17 pitches, walks 1. Then a beautiful pickoff move to hit the runner Hinojosa off for first base. And then strikes out another batter. And now Ty Klaus Keismore in for action here in the fourth. The payoff pitch, and that will hit Powell. Powell down to first base.
There was no break in that breaking pitch.
That is true. So Ty allows a base runner, only the second of the ball game. for the Westlake Chaparrals. The Chaps. 1 out and a runner at first. Called first strike to the DH, May. He flew out to Ty Klaus Keismore in left field back in the first inning. Steps in here 0 for 1 on the day with a runner down at first. Ty comes set from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch misses low and outside for ball 1. Good block there by Pernica. Reese Bell holds the runner. Powell on at first base. One count to the lefty, May. The 1-1 pitch, and a ball struck down the left field line. It's fair, and it'll run to the corner. Here comes Powell around second base. He's being waved around third. The play will be cut off by Hellman, and that'll score Powell all the way from first base. So Westlake gets their first run of the ball game on a RBI double by the designated hitter, Cole May. Beautiful shot, opposite field shot down the left field line, Kelly.
Nice piece of hitting, just throwing the head of the bat out there and sending it down that left field line. They were playing for him to be a pull hitter. So the left fielder's way away from that line, had a long run to go to get to there, which is why the base runner is able to score from first.
In steps the third baseman, Bosworth. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Flew out to right field in the second inning. Steps in here with one runner on. Cole made the DH down at second base. With one out here in the top of the fourth. Klaus Geismore comes set. First pitch misses outside for ball one. 1-0 the count to Chase Bosworth.
I wonder how much scouting they do on a game like this, if any.
You would think some of the playoff teams in the area would be around checking things out. The 1-0 pitch grounded to the pitcher. Klaus Geismore fields it, throws across to Reese Bell. 4 out, number 2, 1-3 on the put out. Good job of Klaus Geismore there, coming off the mound towards the third base side to field that and make the play.
Folks, if you tried to go and watch the game from last night on YouTube, YouTube pulled it because of copyright issues with the music that was blaring over the PA system in Cedar Park last night. So let's see if we can address that. And
we've reached out to Rob to see about a notification how we can submit something to argue it wasn't us playing that music. But Sony Music put the copyright rule into effect on that to freeze the video for now until they release it. So we'll see how that comes to play. The first pitch to the first baseman, Sanders, in there for a strike on the inside corner. 0-1 the count to Sanders. He flew out to the center fielder. Andon Petty, he'll ground this one down the third base line. Logan Smith on a hop, throws on the run. And that's ruled a fair ball.
Did it hit him?
Logan Smith made a great play, but now the Bosworth, or number 30, Sanders, stands down at first base.
Oh, I think they called catcher interference.
So a dead ball. First pitch, inside corner, called strike on the catcher, Longoria. So a runner down at first by catcher interference.
Yep, catcher interference. Pernicka's glove came off when the bat hit it. It's a pretty good indication.
Ground ball out to third again. Logan Smith will go across the diamond over to Reese Bell. He'll put the tag on Longoria. 4 out, number 3, 5-3 on the putout. And Westlake down here in the top of the fourth. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. And 1 runner. 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 9-1 your score. Georgetown leads it over Westlake. Back with more Eagle baseball in a moment.
Watch this clip. Come
the bottom of the fourth inning. The Georgetown Eagles bring up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters here. Reese Bell, Logan Smith, and Riley Leininger due up. DJ Johnson still on the mound in relief for Westlake. He came in with 2 outs in the bottom of the first and has started to find his groove. Retired the Eagles in order in the third.
Welcome our listeners and viewers on YouTube. If you feel like it, jump in the chat. Tell us where you're watching from. Give some shout-outs.
Reese Bell steps in. First pitch. Swing and a ball driven down the right field line, but it'll curl foul. And Hinojosa gives chase. It may not be Hinojosa. It may look a sub out in right field. We'll have to check that out. 0-1 they count to Reese Bell. The 0-1 pitch. Bell lays off and takes it up and in.
Tough take.
1-1 to count. Bell back in. The 1-1 pitch. Bell sends this into straightaway center field. Beeler on the run. He'll back up and make the catch. For out number 1. So now in right field for the Westlake Chaps will be Hunter Powell. He was in left field. He moves over to right field. Reese retired, F8 in the book, and that'll bring up Logan Smith. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Tommy McIntyre is in left field. Logan Smith hit by the first pitch of the at-bat.
Checking that cartilage on the spine right between the shoulder blades. Seeing if it.
No, that doesn't feel good.
No.
Just the second batter hit by a Westlake pitcher today. Now into bat, a new batter here. This will be Nick Silva in for the designated hitter, Leininger. Silva comes in to hit here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Nick's batting .313 on the season. Got a slugging percentage of .438, OBP of 500.
Pickoff attempt over to first base. Logan Smith dives back in safely.
So statistically speaking, there's a 50-50 chance he's going to get on base.
Silva in from the right side. First pitch. He'll lay off and take it for a called strike. Nick Silva, one of the pitchers here, did a great job on Tuesday night in the win over Liberty Hill. Silva threw 6 innings, spread out 9 hits over those 6 innings, only allowed 3 runs, struck out 4, walked 1. Did a great job before Wade Denton came in the 7th to lock it down for the win. 0-1 the count. Silva back ready. Johnson comes set. The 0-1 pitch fouled off back to the net for strike 2. 0-2 now the count.
Field mic abuse continues. Have to get a ribbon, color, something for field mic abuse awareness.
0-2 now the count to Nick Silva, the pinch hitter. The 0-2 pitch inside. And it's going to be a ball.
Balk.
Called a balk by the home plate umpire. He said he never came set pumping his hands in the mitt. So no pitch on the balk. So 0-2 still the count. But now Logan Smith, the runner, moves up to second base on the first balk of the day. So a runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Smith leads off second. Silva back in. The 0-2 pitch. Low and outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. McIntyre to left. Powell moves over to right field and replace where Hinojosa was playing. Defensively for Westlake, The 1-2 pitch. Silva, base hit into right field. The second baseman covering on Smith. Smith will circle third. He's headed to home. The throw cut off by Sanders. And the Eagles take a 10-1 lead now. What a base hit there by Nick Silva. Statistically speaking, Kelly, he was in the 50% of getting on.
Just saying.
RBI single for Nick Silva. And now that ball comes back to haunt Westlake.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention a little bit earlier. It always seems like the first batter walks and he scores, or you have some mistake by the defense, and it'll come back to bite you.
Eli Hellman back at the plate, and he sends the first pitch into left center field. That's going to be a base hit. Nick Silva around second base. He falls down, and the throw was behind him, so he's taken off for third base. The ball skips off of him, and he's going to slide in safely. The second baseman, DeVoll, chased him down and forced the throw and threw it, but it hit off of Silva, and Bosworth unable to glove it.
He did what he was supposed to do, chase him down, just didn't make a good throw. Third baseman couldn't hang on to it.
So Nick Silva down at third base. Hellman heads up after the base hit to left center field when they threw behind Silva and got him in a rundown. He immediately went to second base. And it looks like this will be it for DJ Johnson. As Coach Blair comes out for Westlake. And it will. We'll be back with the pitch and change. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle Baseball. 10-1 your score. Georgetown leads it here in the bottom of the fourth. More Eagle Baseball in just a minute. Here in the bottom of the fourth, on to pitch, Cooper Berry. McIntyre into left field. Powell moves to right field for the Chaparrals. The infield in with one out, and runners at second and third. In steps Ty Klaus Keismore. The first pitch from Berry. Klaus Keismore fouls it back to the screen for strike one. Klaus Keismore hit by a pitch in the first inning. Came around to score a run, has an RBI in that. Then hit a sac fly to right field in the second inning for an RBI. Takes this one for a ball, 1-1 to count. To Ty Klaus Keismore, the pitcher of record right now.
Announcing his name is always an adventure.
Fouls this one off back to the screen, just above the hands. Off the handle of the bat. 1-2 down the count.
Send something down that left field line.
Barry comes set. Now he'll step off. And there goes Longoria out to talk to the pitcher to sure up the signs.
Needs to send one to the corner, like my great aunt used to say. Send it to the corner.
3:23 down the lines. Earlier in the ball game, Zachary Mozick sent it to the right field line, down to the corner, and then the DH. Cole May for the Westlake Chaparrals sent one to the left field corner.
Yeah.
The lefty put it the other way. It was a long run for Jacob Haddon. They were playing him to pull, and he went oppo down the line. So now Ty Klaus Geismore will step back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at second and third. Eli Hellman at second, Nick Silva at third. Barry comes set, the 1-2 pitch. And he'll slap it down the third baseline. The infield playing in. Bosworth gets it, throws across in time for out number 2. 5-3 on the putout.
The pitcher didn't know where to go to back up the catcher, back up first base, didn't know where to go. So he just kind of lumbered in between.
Now steps Andon Petty. Andon 0 for 1 in the ball game. Walked in the first, came around to score a run, and then popped up to the shortstop in shallow center field back in inning number 2. Steps in here with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. 10-1, the Georgetown Eagles lead it by 9. The first pitch. Nice breaking ball in there for a called strike. 0-1 the count to Andon Petty. The 0-1 pitch from Barry. Down in the turf. Doesn't get far enough away from the catcher Longoria for the runners to advance. 1-1 now the count. 2 2/3 innings pitched for DJ Johnson.
It's a pause, if you will.
1-1 the count. Silva leads off third. Hellman off second. Barry comes set. The 1-1 pitch to Petty. And a base hit into center field. What a job there by the center fielder. Here comes Silva. He'll score the run, the 11th of the ball game. The throw cut off as Hellman stops at third base. Andon Petty, an RBI single with 2 outs, has made it a 10-run ball game for the Eagles. The dugout approves of the base hit by Andon Petty. Another opportunity, and another opportunity taken by these Eagles, Kelly, of making things happen with 2 outs.
2 outs. That's what you love to see, and that's the grit that coaches talked about and the players talk about. Gritty, resilient.
In the steps, Chance Pernica. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. First pitch, outside, 4-1.
Stats also say if Chance, he's got a 50-50 chance of getting on base.
Tell you what, the Eagle catching game is in great hands.
Yes, sir.
Knowing that Mozick, as he graduates and the commit to Baylor, Chance Pernica will step in and fill his shoes. Fouls this one off. Back to the screen for strike 1. 1-1 to count to Pernica.
Well, Coach over there making some hustles out of that Westlake dugout.
Pressure on to Coach Vieira now.
Came flying out.
1-1 to count, but Pernica, every chance he's had, he stepped in and done a great job behind the plate and at the plate batting. Takes this one inside for ball 2, 2-1 to count. He came into work there in the 7th inning against Round Rock and then caught game number 2. And just did a good job, and every opportunity that coaches slid Pernica in, he's done a great job behind the plate. Woo, almost got hit by that one. Stood his ground. Takes it inside for ball 3, 3-1 to count. 2 champs. And one of the leaders that'll be coming back next year.
It's going to be a lot of fun watching this team again next year, but we still got some work this year, baby. Woo!
The 3-1 pitch. Pernica takes a hack at it, fouls it off for strike 2. So now 3-2 count. 2 chance Pernica. Runners on the corners with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 11-1 your score. So when Westlake comes back up to bat, they'll have to put up a run to keep it from being a run rule ball game. Bernecka back in. The payoff pitch from Barry. Misses low and outside for ball 4. Petty was off and running on the pitch. He's down to second base and a 2-out walk. Brings up Wade Denton. And here comes Zach Zavala into courtesy run for the catcher, Pernica. A 2-out walk by Pernica.
Wade's only got a 1 in 3 chance of getting on.
7th walk of the ball game by a Westlake pitcher. Comes with 2 outs. Now bases loaded here in the bottom of the 4th. Denton steps in. The first pitch. Low and outside, ball 1.
Just found out my niece, Janice, is watching. Probably got her kids hanging around there. Miss you guys. Y'all need to come see us.
Denton 0 for 1 in the ball game. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. 1-1 to count to Wade Denton. Tell you what, Denton, the last 2 games, played phenomenal at shortstop. Defensively, the Eagles, the left side of the infield, had been shut down last night, especially against Cedar Park between Logan Smith and Wade Denton himself. The 1-1 pitch. In there for a called strike 2. 1-2 the count. But Denton ends the ball game. And I don't, it's funny, I listened to the call again, Kelly, but the last play of a ball game like that on senior night at Cedar Park to run their chance of a solo district championship, for him to make the Derek Jeter-like play was just beautiful.
Fantastic.
Called strike 3 off the outside corner. And the Eagles are down here in the bottom of the 4th, but not before they get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 runners left on base. We go to the top of the 5th. 11-1, Georgetown leads it over Westlake. We'll be back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. We go to the top of the 5th inning. And Landon Heil on to pitch for the Eagles, which changes up the defense. As we see on the screen, Klaus Keichmore goes back to left field. Jacob Haddon moves from left over to right field. And Landon Heil comes out of right field to pitch the 5th inning here for the Eagles. If he can close it out without any runs, it'll be a run rule ball game here in the 5th inning.
Couple more shout outs. My niece and her kids are over at my parents' and my sister's house. So my niece said my great niece Adelie recognized my voice right off the way. So right off the bat. So hi Adelie, it's good to see you. And then listening in online in the chat is Margaret May. She's pulling for the Chaps, but says she's enjoying the broadcast. Miss May, we appreciate you listening in from Louis, Delaware. Louis, I think it's Louis. Lewes. Lewes, Delaware. Appreciate all of our watchers and listeners on YouTube.
The 7, 8, 9 hitters still up here in the top of the 5th for the Westlake Chaparrals. First pitch in there for a called strike from Heil. From the windup, the 0-1 pitch just misses low for ball 1. 1-1 to count. The shortstop, Aiden Bennett, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Ball slapped down the left field line. Off the third base coach's right hand.
Better say hi to Michael James, too, in case he's listening. My great nephew, brother of Adley, paying attention.
1-2 the count now to Bennett. From the windup, the 1-2 pitch, outside corner, just misses for ball 2.
And Ainsley, but Ainsley won't recognize my voice because she's really young. All right, that's it.
The DeVoll family tree brought to you by Pokey Joe's Barbecue here in the top of the 5th. This pitch just misses off the outside corner. I think Bennett thought he struck out. Looking there. Now a full count to the shortstop Bennett. Landon Heil from the windup. The payoff pitch. Ground ball out towards third. Smith makes the play in fair territory. Throws across his body. Bang, bang play. Ridiculous. And what a play by Logan Smith. A scoop at first there by Reese Bell. And the first out recorded. What a play by Logan Smith. He continues the stellar play at third base for the Eagles.
Boy, just carried over from last night. Just an amazing throw. When he scooped it, I'm going, there's no way. No way he's going to make another accurate throw, and boom, prove me wrong. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Tommy McIntyre steps in here, the left fielder, batting in place of Hinojosa. First pitch misses for a ball. Second pitch in there for a called strike. 1-1 the count to McIntyre. He's batting from the right side. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. First time I've seen Landon Heil on the mound this season. Looking good. Keeping batters off balance. And now the 1-2 pitch to McIntyre. Ground ball out towards short. Hellman fields it on a couple of hops. The throw across the diamond in time for out number 2. 6-3 in the book. And that'll bring up the center fielder, number 27. Correction, we'll have a pinch hitter. Number 24, Noah Cannon, will pinch hit here. In the top of the 5th. Cannon on in place of number 27, Beeler. Chaps down to their last out if they want to extend this ball game. The first pitch, grounded out to the mound. Heil fields it on a high hop. He'll throw to Reese Bell at first base. And that's going to be the ball game. 11-1, the Eagles beat the Westlake Chaparrals. They came into the ball game 22-4 on the season, 10-2 in district. And the Chaparrals get sent home.
Did you think we'd run rule them?
No, I did not.
I
thought it would be a great baseball game.
Yeah.
And the pitching for the Eagles and the offense went to work and did a great job. We'll take a timeout. Kelly will head to the field and visit with Coach Jordan Vieira.
Hey, I'm gonna get Jerry Ann to put that camera so people can see the magnificence of the Hawaiian shirt I wore today.
We'll zoom in and get a headshot only, and get if you'll get Nick Silva and chat with Nick. So Kelly will head down to the field. We'll take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with an interview of Coach Jordan Vieira before we sign off from today's ball game. Georgetown wins it 11-1 over the Westlake Chaparrals in 5 innings. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. We go back to Kelly on the field with Coach.
Here with Coach Vieira. Coach, last game of the regular season.
Yep.
Good Westlake team comes in, and y'all put it on them. Talk about that.
Yeah, so our offense is playing really well right now. Being able to manipulate the baseball, do what we want with it, get bunts down, steal bags, take advantage of some ball and dirt reads, and just do a lot of little stuff right that ends up obviously having a big impact. Offense is swinging it well, and hopefully we can keep that rolling in next week. We had John Dahl, who goes out and throws a great couple innings for us as well.
Yeah, so the bats kind of fell off a little bit a week or so ago. A little 3-game streak. Probably had you a little bit worried, but you changed some things up and got the bats going again.
Yeah, I mean, we made a lineup change, obviously, moved some stuff around. We kind of manipulated our practice plan a little bit and then had a little bit more fun and tried to loosen up again, remember why we play the game and why we have fun doing so. And it's paid some dividends for us, so we're excited that they're doing that.
Yeah, and I heard you talking a little bit earlier. The playoff team is set, but location hadn't been set, right?
Right. So we know that we're going to have an Alamo Heights team, which is a good club coming out of that 26-5A district. We're still working out the details of when and where as far as that stuff goes. So as soon as we have that, we'll make sure that it gets all over social media so the blue wave can show up and be loud.
Good. Well, Coach, appreciate it. How about the magnificence of the Hawaiian shirt today?
It's a good look for you. Not everybody can pull it off, but a man of your stature, absolutely.
Coach, appreciate it. Congratulations again on the district champion, and looking forward to playoffs.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Wally, we'll get Nick Silva over here in just a second.
Coach Vieira talking about the fact that it's coming in and changing some things up in the last week and being productive back at the plate and being able to do some things with the ball, getting players in different positions and setting things up. And so a good opportunity. Back down to Kelly on the
Nick Silva, big hit off the bench coming in, playing a little bit different role, but talk about that base hit and what that means to the team coming off the bench like that.
Yeah, so just came off the bench, knew we're up by a good amount, just try to finish the game there, stayed short on it. I was down 0-2 early, so just try to get a base hit and, finish the game early.
So talk about anybody in this dugout. Anytime we've talked to them, they talk about, I'll play whatever role I got to play, whatever the coach needs. How has that helped this team this year pull off a district champion, beat a good Westlake team today?
Big time. So everybody knows their main role, and everyone doesn't have a problem fitting into a new role that might come about. So when that role comes up, anyone's position, just everyone has fun and you get the job done. So staying loose, it's just easier.
So it's time to head to the playoffs. Looking forward to the playoffs?
Oh, yeah.
Good. Any shout-outs?
I'd like to shout out Brian Kane.
All right.
Thank you.
Good. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Back to you, Wally.
Nick Silva there with Kelly DeVoll. Nick came in and just played a key role, and that's been the mindset of this Eagle team all year long. You get an opportunity. He's one of the pitchers and pitched a good game on Tuesday night against Liberty Hill. Steps in here and gets a call to go in and pinch hit in the top of the fifth and does a great job. Gets a base hit, an RBI single. That pushes across, ends up pushing across the game-winning run as it made it a 10-run difference for the Eagles. And then Landon Heil comes in and faces the minimum batters to shut things down here for the Eagles in the the top of the fifth. So the Eagles are victorious 11-1 over the Westlake Chaparrals. As you see down the right field line, the Westlake Chaparral coaches staff talking to their players, and they will head to the playoffs. They are seeded second in 26-6A behind the Lake Travis Cavaliers. They went 10-2 in district. One of their losses at Lake Travis, they split with a very good Lake Travis Cavalier team. And so this team will head to the playoffs as well. So some good baseball here from Central Texas, and what an opportunity for the Eagles to face off with the Chaps today before the playoffs start. We'll take a quick break, get back with Kelly. We'll finish it off and sign off for the day. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN. Back up here in the booth with Kelly. And Kelly, one hit over 5 innings. You would have told me we're going to come in here and run ruled Westlake and throw a combined one hitter and allow just one run off of that hit. I would have been very reluctant to agree.
Well, in a performance like that, coming off the performance that they had last night, with 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, you always worry about a letdown or lack of focus. That obviously wasn't the case today.
And last night, such a high to leave on. You beat a team in Cedar Park on senior night at their own stadium. You took away a solo district championship from them and made it a mixed a shared co-championship, but then earned yourself the number 1 seed. The Eagles would have lost that game. They're almost destined for the number 4 seed.
Right.
And it would have been the number 4 seed because Rouse and Liberty Hill held serve. And so you're talking about a drastic turn there in one game. And so what a high you go out on knowing that you made that happen last night in a big win. And then to come out and face a top 10 team in the state in 6A and then put up 11 runs and combined one hitter. Just a performance you got to be proud of, that grittiness coming back on this team, the changes that have been made by the coach, Coach Vieira and the coaching staff with Coach Payne. But the pitchers are all just seem to be locked in at the right time.
Right. And the pitching staff is so deep. You can see on the screen whenever we show the players, 75% of this team, the coach lists them as right-handed pitcher, left-handed pitcher. They're so deep in the pitching staff that if one guy starts to struggle in a playoff setting, you can bring somebody else in, and it's quality that you're bringing in. Quality. It's funny because I was listening to the end of the Rouse broadcast last night whenever they beat Marble Falls, and the Rouse announcers, Michael Francis, talked about the depth of this Georgetown pitching staff. And
the funny thing is you still haven't seen a lot of them
right,
lately.
I know.
Because you get a Nick Silva that goes 6 innings, a Wade Denton that comes in for 1 inning to shut it down. Last night, a pitching performance like we got out of Jacob Haddon that goes all 7 innings. Your bullpen doesn't even get up and get working.
Right.
Today, you get 2 innings out of Nolan Jondal, again, pitching wonderful baseball. He threw 19 pitches, faced the minimum 6 batters. And then you get Scott Beam in for an inning. He shuts it up and down. And then you get to see Ty Klaus Keismore. He got that 1 hit given up that scored a run after a hit by pitch. But that's all. That's the worst you get. And then you bring in Landon Heil and give him an inning, and he goes and throws 3 up, 3 down. And so it's just an opportunity to know that your bullpen is coming in, one, fresh as ever, but your starters are kind of peaking at the right time. They've been throwing well all year, but to see these 6 and 7 inning stints has to be encouraging, knowing as you go into a playoff series, if a team wants to go 1 game against Georgetown, Georgetown's got the upper hand. If the team wants to go
right.
2 out of 3 games against Georgetown, Georgetown's got to have the upper hand. Pitching depth is going to make a difference in this playoff run.
Well, and I asked Coach Vieira about it because, he was down there talking to some people about the logistics of next weekend and the playoffs with next weekend. And Alamo Heights wants a 1 game. Of course you would. Coming against a pitching staff like this, Coach Vieira said, nah, that's not happening. So they're working out the logistics. Looks like it'll be a 3-game series. And you got to say the advantage goes to Georgetown in the 3-game series over almost anybody in the state.
Yeah, you've got the pitching depth that you see on this lineup where you can bring in a Wade Denton that has under a 1 ERA.
Right.
I think it's like 0.5. It's just unreal. But so many different looks, so many different arms, so many different styles. But then the depth, it just gives you that much confidence. But the starters, what all he can run out there on different nights is just going to be the thing to watch for this Georgetown team. The defense has locked things down here in the last few games. No errors against Liberty Hill, Cedar Park, or today. You've got to love that on your defense, especially with a lot of balls put into play.
Yep.
These pitchers pitch to the contact and let the balls get put into play. Your left side of your infield looked good again today as Hellman went back out to short. It looked great the last 2 games with Wade Denton at short. Logan Smith doing a great job at third base. Reese Bell being the wall at first base. E.J. Davis, Wade Denton. It doesn't matter who you stick at second base. And then you got the speed in the outfield between Andon Petty and Ty Klaus Keismore, Landon Heil, Jacob Haddon, whoever you stick out in the outfield. The defense primed up, making great plays here in the last few games, locking down that defense. All things that got to be encouraging going into this playoff.
It is, and it's exciting. Things go right, make a deep playoff run and see what happens. Send these seniors off the right way, and looking forward to it.
It looks like nothing will happen playoff-wise before Thursday. It looks like the playoffs will start about Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something like that. Typically, they will try to stay away from a single-game doubleheader the next day. And so we'll be prepared for Thursday, Friday, Saturday combo. But as soon as we find out, SHN, we'll tweet it out. Kelly and I will tweet it out on our accounts. We'll get that word out there. We'll get the links up and get those sent out. But we'll kind of try to keep it as updated as we can. Coach will be in contact with us.
So, Jesse, my son, sent you a message, and the message is Listos Verde.
Listos. That game is tonight. And
Yes, sir.
One of the – I love it. I'm actually excited about that. It's at Houston tonight. And so anytime they play against Houston or Dallas, it's even more incentive for the Verde and the green – the Verde and black to go on the road and win on the road as they played so well at home this year. And so that'll be fun to watch tonight.
Austin FC, baby.
And then Mother's Day, the LA Galaxy in town. That'll be a fun game to go to as my wife has already punted and will not be going. So
all right.
We'll enjoy the LA Galaxy. Mother's Day, my wife will be at home enjoying Mother's Day by herself. And so we'll see how that goes. The Georgetown Eagles victorious over the Westlake Chaps, 11-1 in 5 innings. The playoffs right around the corner. Best of luck to the Georgetown Eagle girls softball team. I didn't hear how game 1 went, or game 2 went today.
Oh.
They played at 1 p.m. at Buda Johnson. Last night, the Lady Eagles victorious 6-1 over Buda Johnson here on the campus of Georgetown.
Let's hang on just a second, see if I can
shout out
what they've done.
To one of your cohorts that you know from the Georgetown Police Department.
Kyle Sanford,
one of the assistant coaches that helps out with the Eastview ladies softball team. The Lady Patriots fell last night to a powerhouse in Dripping Springs, 4-0 to be eliminated. But what a run they made to, one, fight back and get a playoff spot as they finished the 4th seed in the district. And so they ended their season last night. But a lot of youth in this team coming back for
that
for
Lady
them.
Patriots team has some really good young players coming up, so they're going to be a power to deal with.
And a lot of
next
seniors
season.
that are going off to commitments as one of the players, the pitcher's going to, I believe it was, or the catcher going to St. Edwards. One has now committed to Texas A&M Kingsville. I believe that's Kaylee Moses that will be back next year as a senior. Kyle Sanford's daughter has committed to go play at the next level. She's going down to UTPB, Permian Basin, to play. And so just a lot of good things at that program as well. And so a shout-out to them as their season came to an end last night. But what a fight as they continue to fight through the district and finally made the playoffs there towards the end of the season.
I don't see anything on Lady Eagles softball game today, so we'll have to post it up and check it out.
So the Lady Eagles were facing off against Buda Johnson. One game won last night, 6-1, and then they played at 1 p.m. today. So we'll check one more thing. I can check the UIL playoff brackets and see if anyone's updated that. UIL softball. See if anyone has updated that playoff bracket for you.
Love seeing all these kids from both these schools doing well in the playoffs and making deep runs in the playoffs and performing well.
No update as well on the board. So as soon as we see it, we'll try to share it. SHN will tweet it out as well. The Georgetown Eagles, though, victorious today over the Westlake Chaps, 11-1 in 5 innings as they get set for the playoff run next week. Stay tuned to all the social media. Eagle Fight Never Dies Baseball. Coach Vieira will tweet it out. Georgetown High School, the ISD Athletics will tweet it out at SHN, myself and Kelly. But we will be there to cover it here on SHN Sports. Thanks for joining us today.
One last check. Let's see the Facebook page, see if anybody posted it on the Facebook page. No.
So no update. We keep trying to find it. I'll have to get a text going with Braylon Pinnell's parents to get updates as they play on through the playoffs. The big surprise in that was Leander, the district champions that of 25-5A. The Lady Lions lost in a one-game playoff in their opening round, 9-8. To be eliminated. So a big loss there for the Lady Lions as they were trying to make a run here in the final year. Their big pitcher, S.J. Guerin, the commit to the OU Sooners. And so the Eagles victorious today. Good luck to the Lady Eagles as they play against Buda Johnson. Keep updated. Watch the social media. We'll be there live to cover Georgetown Eagle baseball throughout the playoffs. Thanks for listening today. The Eagles victorious 11-1 over Westlake. Thanks for listening in. Have a good weekend. And remember, it doesn't cost a dime to be kind. Have a good weekend, everybody.